and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another Meals in the Making. I'm so excited to bring you this one because not only is it extremely simple, but you only use one pan or a skillet. I think this is technically a skillet. This is the one that I always do this meal in. This is not a meal that I have shown before, simply because I thought it was too easy. And then I had an epiphany that there may be some of you out there like me who don't want to spend a whole lot of time in the kitchen making dinner, but you want something that's pretty delicious and that your husband or your kids are also gonna like. This has fish in it, so maybe it's not your kid's favorite, but Robbie and I love this meal, and we've been having this at least once a week because it's just so stinking simple and it's good. So I really don't even know what to call today's meal. Robbie, what would you call this? Fish and shrimp skillet?
Yeah.
Fish and shrimp skillet, that'll work. Okay, so let me show you exactly what you're gonna need for today's recipe, because let's just get this done. It shouldn't take more than about 10 minutes at the most. Okay, so for this recipe, you will need fish, of course. We're actually using, that's gonna slip down. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're actually using tilapia, but you can use Alaskan cod, you can use salmon. Salmon, you're not gonna get as much of a good deal though, so you'll wanna go with like tilapia, one of the 7-ounce portions of protein. So we're using 1 fillet for each of us. Now this is usually about 3.5 to 4 ounces, so I will weigh this after I cook it. Then to fill up that protein portion, I'm going to supplement with shrimp. So that is just peeled, deveined, cooked tail off shrimp that I'm just gonna warm up in the skillet afterwards or towards the end of the process. But that's just gonna get us up to 7 ounces. You're also going to need this. Okay, so this was kind of controversial in my last video, so I wanna talk a little bit about that. I'm using margarine. It is all I have. And it is also all I thought was allowed until I realized that if I read a little bit farther down on our healthy fats list, butter is listed there. So if you would like to use butter, you're going to use 1 tablespoon of butter for both servings. This will make 2 servings. So you're just gonna use 1 tablespoon equaling a healthy fat for each person. I'm using low fat margarine, so I get a little bit more of this. You're gonna get a tablespoon of this equals a healthy fat instead of half a tablespoon. So I'm gonna be using 2 tablespoons of low fat margarine. Either way, do what you need, do with what you got. I'm going to be using a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, only because I'm a baby and it can make it kind of spicy sometimes. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder and 1 tablespoon of parsley flakes for je ne sais quoi. And then the last thing I'm going to do in order to get all my greens is I'm going to take this broccoli and cauliflower mix. I'm going to steam it and then just throw it into our skillet once I've pulled the shrimp and fish out and kind of let it cook for a second and all the juices from the butter and the spices and the fish, and it actually comes out really well. So let's get cooking. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is put my skillet on medium-low heat. I'm just going to start with that. I don't want to burn my butter off or my margarine off too early. So like I said, I'm going to be using 2 tablespoons, but you use 1 tablespoon if you're using regular butter. 1 tablespoon and 2 tablespoons. And I'm going to let that cook down for just a minute. I don't want it to completely melt, but get pretty darn close to it. Okay, that's getting pretty good. I'm going to leave these last couple pieces to melt over here. I'm gonna throw my tilapia in. I'm not gonna season them just yet. I'll season them once they get in the pan because I wanna use some of those seasonings that fall off for my shrimp that I'm gonna throw in here in just a second. And now I'm gonna turn it up just a bit. Turn it up. Okay. Let's start seasoning. So I'm gonna do the garlic powder first, and I need a whole teaspoon of garlic powder. But I am distributing this amongst 2 pieces of fish. And actually I'm distributing it not only among 2 pieces of fish, but 2 sides. So I'm gonna do 1/4 of a teaspoon on each side. You can also kind of put some in the butter if you want to help with the shrimp later on. Then I'm gonna go ahead and do my cayenne pepper too for this side. And I'm only gonna season 1 side because, let me tell you, it's pretty spicy. So I'm such a wimp. Ah! Oh my gosh, that's definitely gonna be Robbie's piece of fish.
Oh, great.
And then remember, we're doing 1 whole tablespoon of parsley flakes. So just use it sparingly. You want to do half on this side and half on the other. So again, don't be afraid to season the butter. And then I'm gonna go ahead and flip these over right now. Maybe. Picked the wrong utensil for this, I'm gonna tell you that right now. Whoop, perfect. Awesome, and then I'm just gonna season the other side with 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder on each one of these and half a tablespoon distributed amongst this. Does that make any sense at all? And now, before all my butter completely goes away and completely melts, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my shrimp in. This is a pound of, it was frozen when we bought it, so it was a pound of frozen shrimp. And it's obviously gonna cook down too as it cooks, I guess. It's already been cooked, but as it heats up, it's gonna shrivel a little bit more, I would imagine. So this will just be leftovers that Robbie can have for lunch tomorrow, or we can have later on this week should we need a really quick meal. It's already done. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those. They're already cooked, so they just need to warm up and season up, I guess, a little bit. And while this is going, I'm gonna go ahead and start steaming my veggies in the microwave because that is how we roll. Okay, I removed the fish and shrimp and divided them. It actually ended up being almost half a bag of shrimp to get us to the 7 ounces for both of us. So I have gotten that where it needs to go. I will show you in just a second. Robbie's looks a little more appetizing than mine does because my fish fell apart, but it'll still eat the same. I'm gonna take my veggies that I just steamed in the microwave, and it's very hot, and I'm gonna throw them all into the butter and seasoning mixture and just toss that around for a second. That's a big old hunk of cauliflower. Okay, so this whole plate of food is your entire lean and green for the evening, and it's only gonna cost you 1 healthy fat and 2 condiments. Therefore, you still have 1 healthy fat and 1 condiment for the day. Each serving is 1 Leanest, 1 healthy fat, and 2 condiments, which I think is pretty darn good because that leaves you with a condiment for your brownie in the evening or healthy fat for your coffee in the evening. And look how much food you get. That's a ton of food. So it'll be really, really filling as well. Now, if you're like me, you like to have something to dip your fish in, so I'll probably use honey mustard. I'll use a tablespoon of honey mustard because that's what counts as my healthy fat, my other healthy fat for the day. So I'll use that, but other than that, that's the whole meal. Took me maybe 15 minutes. I think it was like 15 minutes to cook that, and that was with me explaining everything. So try it out, let me know what you think. I wanted to talk to y'all about something really quickly. So, as you know, I do have an Etsy shop for baby things, baby bows, baby onesies, all kinds of things. In order to learn how to make bows, I joined a bow group on Facebook, and somebody posted the other day about a little girl that they knew who was 3 or 4, I can't remember the exact age, and her name was Harper, and she was in and out of the hospital for weeks until they finally realized that she has a rare form of cancer. So she's now being taken care of. They are doing their very best to fight this cancer, but in the process, she's losing her hair. So in order to help out, the girls from the bow group and I have decided that for every bow that is bought in our shop, we will send a matching head wrap bow to little Harper. So if you'd like to help out sweet little Harper, please go to my link down below for the Etsy shop, Blue Eyed Baby Co. And you can order a nylon bow, a head wrap bow, or even a barrette bow. And any of those bows that you purchase, I will donate a head wrap bow to little Harper. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I figured we have a really great reach on YouTube, and let's bless this little girl. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope that you are all healthy and that you're having a great week. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. As usual, please drop those non-scale victories down in the comments below. But until next time, I love you all and God bless you.